Nope. Good morning. Wanted to come on and pull some cards. We'll say 4 cards. Because that's about perfect for pictures anymore. It's hard to get them visible. Get all the cards visible and readable. What's that? Eligible? No, that means qualified. Legible. Readable. Y'all know what I mean. So we'll say 4 cards. What are some ways that you can forgive yourself when you we're going to say when you have an ego relapse. Instead of using drugs, you get back up in your ego or your devil energy. When you do finally come out of it, what's some ways that you can forgive yourself? Hold on, let me share this. Okay. Okie dokie. 4 cards. What's a way after you come out of an ego relapse? What's something you can do to not feel so guilty, to not be so hard on yourself, to not beat yourself up? One, 2, to not beat yourself up after an ego relapse. 4. To always assume that your person is still trying to make their way towards you unless they tell you themselves that they are escaping the, I don't want to say relationship, but relationship. Yes, always assume always always assume that they're still coming unless they tell you that your fight stopped it. Always assume that they're still trying to make their way to you unless they tell you differently. I'm going to save these too. I'll post them like I did the other ones. What's another way you can not be so hard on yourself after an ego relapse? One, two, three, four. Another way that you can not beat yourself up after ego relapse. Shed some light on an idea of bring to light any ideas or plans you had of moving towards your destiny. How does that make sense? To stop me from beating myself up after an ego relapse, bring to light an idea or plan I need a clarifier on that. Shine light on why. Expose, bring to light the reason why you sabotaged rushing to your destiny. Yep, instead of beating yourself up about it happening, try to figure out why it happened instead of punishing yourself. Question yourself. What's something else I can do after an ego relapse. To not beat myself up so much, or to not feel so bad. 2, 3, 4. Wish fulfillment. It doesn't see what's being, it doesn't see God to offer. To work together. And to have a holy union. Or to have a gift from God. To focus on everything you do have instead of wondering why God's promises haven't come true yet. Focus on what you do have instead of focusing on what you don't. That's a good one. That's another way that somebody can do to not feel so bad after an ego relapse. Three, 4. Balance. Now the Hermit can mean a couple different things. It can mean going inside yourself, going into solitude, but it can also mean going inside yourself or going into solitude, hiding from the world in order to shed light on the mountains. As somebody who has bright light, because they don't, or because they stay in solitude a lot. So balance out. That's Nine of Cups is rushing in for usually a marriage proposal. Balance out whatever it is that was stopping you from being able to see that your person was coming. Something's unbalanced. Otherwise, something went out of balance. Otherwise, because in the weeks before you felt him coming and then suddenly you didn't anymore. Or it could mean also that you have to find the right amount of balance between rushing in to offer a proposal and keeping to yourself, or yeah, I feel like it could mean either one, both of them. Find out what threw you out of balance, that you could not feel your person coming anymore, and then find a way to balance between solitude and rushing after your love. What's another way that a person can do to not be so hard on themselves when they've had an ego relapse? 2, 3, 4. A gift of money or material items. Seven of rods usually means like so many relationships, or so many, not relationships, but so many options for love, for relationships, that you're fighting them off. Gift yourself what do I want to say? Not knowledge. Gift yourself gift yourself gift yourself what, Nicole? Okay. Gift yourself a medallion, a trinket, a coin, anything that you can hold, you can wear, you can touch, look at, feel, to help you fight off the, what's the word I want? To help you fight off the illusion that time is going to run out on your chance at having the family you always wanted. So, yeah, find like, like a coin with your partner's birth year, or I don't know, something from your first date or something, I don't know, that you can physically hold and see and touch, when to help you remember that your person is coming. Okay, not necessarily that your person is coming, but that you're not going to run out of time. You will get your family that you've always wanted eventually. And lilies have to do with God too. Something religious, maybe a jewel, a bracelet or a necklace, or something with something spiritual or religious, a crucifix or something like that, that you can wear and hold and use to help comfort yourself when you're feeling like they're not going to come in time, or they're not going to come at all, or you're not, whether a particular person or just the dream of a family all together. Yes. Get some sort of memento that you can hold on to and remind yourself that if God promised you, it's going to happen. That was a good one too. What is something someone like myself can do to not be so hard on themselves after ego relapse? One, two, three, four. Use the pain, transition it into work. Instead of focusing on what you did wrong, transform into fixing what you fucked up. Instead of crying over the past. Fix it. Don't cry. Fix. What's another way one can be easier on themselves after an ego relapse? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I see what it's saying. You're just in a constant, infinite loop of turning your back on your person and offering the world to your person. Turning your back on, then offering the world. Turning your back on, then offering the world. Can you see? They're just sitting there all carefree with their two little pentacles, just juggling without a care in the world. They don't notice that there's a friggin' like tsunami behind them. It's a fucking hurricane behind them, and they're so content with we're so busy with their two pentacles that they don't even notice a freaking tidal wave coming in on them. Instead of deciding, that's what he's saying. That's what God's saying. Instead of wasting your time deciding, do I want to leave him today or do I want to offer him my world today? Pay attention to what's behind you. Because if he turns around and sees that fucking giant wave coming at him, he's going to drop both of them pentacles and run. Instead of juggling between leaving or offering the world, pay attention to something else. All right, we'll do one more since we're on half an hour now. Be nice. How can we be nicer to ourselves after ego relapse? 2, 3, I mean, I know it's saying that you was blind to him coming because he wanted to keep it a secret. Stop being blind. Yeah. I mean, that's what it means. But okay, there's generally like two or three cards um that are about being deceived or being blind or asleep. And pretty sure the two is means like you're blind of your own doing. The blindfold and cross swords denote a situation that is delicately balanced. Diplomacy is required, but agreement can be reached. Relations will warm up, but it will take time. So, to stop being blind. That he's coming. Okay. Stop being blind and thinking that you are not going to get an offer of love, that nobody's coming for you. Stop thinking that. You are going to get it, but you have no clue when, where, who, what, why, how. You know nothing of it except that it's going to happen. That's what it's saying. Except that it's going to happen, and except that you know nothing about how it's going to happen, except that it is. And someone is. You don't know who, what is it? Who, what, where, when, why, and how. You don't know none of that. But you know somebody is coming to give you the family you always dreamed of, because God promised you. And when you start feeling despairing, you're going to get your coin or your medal or your crucifix or whatever you got for yourself out, and you're going to hold it, and you're going to remember that God promised you that somebody's coming. And God wouldn't promise if he wasn't going to follow through with it. But he will not follow through with it until you do what he wants you to do first. All right. All right, yeah, we're at 35 minutes now, so I think I'll wrap this one up. But there you have it. Ways that I can not hate myself after an ego relapse. Peace.